Okay, this is People of the State of Michigan versus Ashley Allen, docket numbers 19-51FH and 19-88FH. And this was set for a plea this afternoon. Is it on each file, can someone tell me, or is it just on one? We have two Ms. Allens to further complicate matters. The APA, Ms. Allen has frozen her video again.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Cornish, is
Yeah,
this on each file?
I was just waiting to see if Miss Elizabeth Allen would be reconnecting. My understanding is that she would be pleading to 19-51FH, receiving and concealing a motor vehicle.
Okay.
In response to that, the prosecution has agreed to dismiss 19-88FH and misdemeanor files. And I'm looking to see if I have those numbers. There were two, I believe.
Okay, no, that's okay. We'll get to that. I just wanted to know if I can put away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted that.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, so then this is on docket number 19-51FH. And Ms. Ashley Allen, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Allen, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. You are represented by Mr. Cornish, and Mr. Cornish tells me that this is a plea to count 1, which is the only count in docket 19-51. And Mr. Cornish, then you'll waive reading of the information in the other file, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Elizabeth Allen, would you read the charge in docket number 19-51?
I'll do my best. It might be a little slow. I'm trying to fix my internet as we speak. So, the people of the state of Michigan versus Ashley Allen, state of Michigan, county of Ingham. In the name of the people of the state of Michigan, the prosecuting attorney for this county appears before the court and informs the court that on or about January 8th, 2019, at 1034 Chester Road, number 6, Lansing Township, Ingham County, the defendant did in count 1 by receive, possess, conceal, or aid in the concealment of a Chrysler 200 stolen motor vehicle, knowing or having reason to know or reason to believe it was stolen, embezzled, or converted contrary to Michigan law. This is a felony punishable by up to 5 years and or $10,000 and was committed against the peace and dignity of the state of Michigan.
Ms. Ashley Allen, you're being charged here with receiving and concealing a stolen motor vehicle. That is a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison. And if you were on parole at the time of the offense, it would be a mandatory consecutive sentence. Have you had enough time to talk about this charge with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the charge against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about what we're doing today?
No, ma'am. I understand.
Good. And how do you want to plead?
Guilty.
If your plea of guilty is accepted by this court, it means you won't have a trial of any kind, and you'll be giving up the rights that go along with a trial. That means you'll give up the right to a trial by jury, or if you didn't want trial by jury, trial by judge. You'll be giving up the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty and to require the prosecutor to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You'll give up your right to have the witnesses against you appear at the trial and to be able to cross-examine them, as well as your right to have this court order any witnesses that you might have to appear at the trial. You'll give up your right to remain silent at the trial and not to have your silence used against you, or in the alternative, your right to testify at the trial if you wanted to. Also, there's a couple of things about appeals that are different when you plead guilty. One is that you don't get an automatic right to have the higher court look at your case. Instead, you have to ask them to do it and they would have to agree. And second, there are many issues that you simply cannot appeal when you plead guilty. Unlike people who go to trial, if they get convicted, they can appeal pretty much everything. Do you understand those rights, Ms. Allen?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, if I accept your plea, it means you will not be able to come back later on and try to say that the plea was the result of some promise or threat that no one told me about today. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
It also means you will not be able to come back later on and try to say that it really wasn't your own choice to plead guilty today. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a plea agreement, Ms. Elizabeth Allen?
There is, Your Honor. In exchange for the defendant's plea, 19-51-FH, we agree to dismiss 19-88-FH and the two misdemeanors that were pending,
Yeah.
which I believe are already dismissed. And it
Hold
agrees
on.
to the restitution and all dismissed files.
Hold on. Ms. Allen?
Yes, ma'am.
No, the other one. This is
Sorry, ma'am.
lovely. Ms. Elizabeth Allen?
Yes.
Okay, again, your internet is the problem, and we got you through dismissing 19-88FH, and then you broke up and we couldn't report or anything.
If you'd like, I
Okay.
could put it on the record and she could confirm that I'm reading it correctly. Would that be better?
Yeah, that would
Okay.
help, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Upon successful plea and sentence, the people agree to dismiss 18-2438 SM from the 55th District Court, 19-278 SM, I believe that's also the 55th District Court. She is to plead guilty in the 19-51FH to receiving and concealing a motor vehicle. They will dismiss 19-88FH. She agrees to pay restitution on all files and no objection to treatment in lieu of jail time. I think that's what you needed.
And
First time
Ms.
doing it on this
Elizabeth,
site. It's a little different.
Ms. Elizabeth Allen, is that a full and complete statement?
That is, Your Honor.
Okay, and wait a minute, let me just get it all down here. Okay, and now Ms. Ashley Allen, is that your understanding of the agreement also?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you agree with it?
Yes, ma'am.
Right now, I don't really know what your sentence would be, and I haven't made any deals with anyone about your sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything else that has not been said here right now in order to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
And when you said,
I didn't hear you, ma'am.
has anyone used any threats to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Is this your own choice?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you believe you are in fact guilty of this offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the receiving and concealing of the motor vehicle. Tell me what you did on or about January 8, 2019. You had a motor vehicle in your possession?
Yes, ma'am. I bought it from a friend named Jose for $500, and I had the title for it, but I couldn't find it. And I bought it. I didn't know it was stolen.
Did you have reason to believe it was stolen?
Kind of.
Okay, tell me about that. It was pretty cheap.
I mean, yeah, I figured it was pretty cheap for the price of $200, so I kind of figured there was something going on.
Okay. And did you possess this motor vehicle having reason to believe that it was stolen in the area of Chester Road in Lansing Township, Bingham County?
Yes, ma'am.
Has the court complied with MCR 6.302, Ms. Allen, Ms. Elizabeth Allen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cornish,
I believe so, Your Honor.
are you aware of any promises, threats, or inducements other than those already placed on the record, Ms. Elizabeth Allen?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cornish?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
The court finds it is understandingly and voluntarily made without undue influence, threats, or promises of leniency. It is an accurate plea. It's supported by the testimony. The plea is accepted. I have a sentencing date of July 26th at 3:15, if that works for you, Mr. Cornish.
Should work. I know we're going to be a bunch of us starting trials, so unless someone tells me differently, that works for now.
Okay, so Ms. Ashley Allen, your sentencing will be on Monday, July 26th at 3:15. And do you consent to me doing it remotely like we did the plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent, thank you for that. Now you will need to have an interview with the probation department. So I'm going to ask you to contact them. Now this is not pretrial services, this is adult probation. It's 483-6100. And contact them and make sure that you get an interview set up. They're doing them remotely, but they'll set up an interview with you.
Yes, ma'am.
For sentencing, okay? Your bond is continued and you are all set. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor.